Hi, welcome to Understanding Principalities and Powers. I'd like you to understand that when we talk about principalities and powers, they are different from those demons or demon spirit that you are familiar with. Okay, now those demon spirit that you are familiar with are those demons that you have capacity to cast out in the church. When you shout fire, they leave. Now those are just demon spirit. Okay, you can rebuke them and they will flee. Truth be told, you cannot rebuke principalities and they will flee. Anybody that tells you that does not understand what principality is, because principality has legal grounds. Principalities can appear even before God. Remember the story in the Bible when Joshua appeared before God and Satan himself, because he's a principality, came to accuse him, and he came with proofs, with legal grounds why Joshua should not go through the transformations that he was supposed to go through as of that time. But because God was involved, God had to intervene. Now, let's go into understanding how this spirit works. Now, when you say that somebody has a legal ground, it's like giving someone power of attorney over something. When you have power of attorney over something, nobody will dispute that from you. You have right to sell. You have right to do whatever the power of attorney has given you the jurisdiction to carry out. So that is how these principalities and powers function. They have been given right over gates of the cities, over gates of the markets, over countries, over provinces, over streets, over individuals' life, families. Do you understand? Now, somebody will ask, how do these things gain access? Somebody has to open a portal for them to come in. But that's not what we'll be discussing, because we want to look at how to deal with them, how to address them the legal way. Now, let's look at First John chapter 5, verse 7 and 8. In verse 7, it says, "For there are three that bear record in heaven, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Spirit." Now, the word there stands for Jesus. So it's the Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Verse 8 says, "And there are three that bears witness in earth, the Spirit, the water, and the blood. And these three agrees in one." Let me point out the discrepancy. The last sentence in verse 7 says, "And these three are one." These three are one in verse 7. In verse 8, it says, "And these three agrees in one." Now, did you see the discrepancies? In verse 7, the three are one. In verse 8, the three agrees. Now, this is where the knowledge lies. When you understand how to mix these three elements as one, you will be able to carry out deliverance, any kind of deliverance, using this element. Now, these elements are the element that you have been given authority to use here on earth. That is the key. Those three elements in verse 7 are the ones that operate in heaven. The ones in verse 8 operates on earth. But that particular element, a lot of people do not know about it. And that's why so many persons on earth experience what they experience, because they lack this knowledge. Hosea 4:6 says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." So when this knowledge eludes you, I'm telling you, everything you do has to come with struggle. You enter into a country that others went and they started enjoying the country. You have to struggle. Everything you have to fight for it. Where others goes and experience an opening, when you go, they will tell you the door is closed. This is the doings of principalities and powers. They are in charge of individuals' lives, in charge of families, in charge of countries, in charge of government sectors. They are everywhere. But don't forget, they have legal right to be wherever they are. So for you to approach them, you must come with your legal knowledge to battle and redeem yourself. This knowledge you are going to learn will help you break free from spirit husband, spirit wife, every form of deliverance that you want to be delivered from, you can be able to carry them out yourself. I don't intend for this video to be longer than this. Let's keep it short. So the next video will be practical.